Another day, another Destiny build video. The recent videos have been steadily popping, which I am very thankful for. So I'm gonna milk this YouTube money till the tanks run dry, baby. But for real, Solar Hunter build today, lots of throwing knives. Let's get right into it. For subclass, we're going with Bottom Tree Gunslinger. This is going to give us weighted throwing knives as our melee ability. The main appeal of these bad boys is that they one-shot to the dome in the Crucible, and instantly refresh their cooldown if you do so. Even if you don't get the crit, they still do a respectable amount of damage, around 140 or so. To balance them out, they have a lengthy wind-up animation that takes some getting used to. You can easily get gunned down mid-throw, so be careful when you decide to toss them. Exotic Armor is up next. Running Ophidia Spaith is going to give us an extra throwing knife charge, effectively doubling our melee usage. For some reason, you still only start off the match with one knife charge and have to wait for the other, but this shouldn't be too much of an issue with the rest of this build in mind. Obviously, since this is a melee focused build, we're going to crank our strength up to 11. Actually, only 10, because 11 would be wasteful. But this is going to reduce our melee cooldown to 37 seconds, ensuring we never have to wait too long for another knife to recharge. The piece that really makes this build tick is the exotic weapon. Wipe the dust off that Monte Carlo, baby, because this build is going to use and abuse its exotic perk. The Monte Carlo method is going to reduce our melee cooldown with every hit, and give us the chance to fully recharge our melee cooldown on a kill. The frequency of this happening was actually pretty shocking. In most cases, I never had to get more than 3 kills for the recharge to proc, and when it does proc, it refills both of the knife charges that we get with Ophidia Spaith. There were plenty of cases where I chucked both my knives, got a kill with Monte Carlo, and instantly had 2 more knives ready to go. Even if the instant recharge doesn't proc, you're still getting the benefit of a reduced cooldown for simply dealing damage. The gun also has another unique perk, Markov Chain. Getting a kill with your melee, or Monte Carlo itself, is going to give you a damage buff for a short time. Frankly, I never noticed this perk helping me out, but I guess you could see some value in it in a 1v2 or when you have to spray someone down after a melee kill. So what's the deal with these knives? Are they good? Bad? The best thing since Titanfall 2?
Inconceivable. Inconceivable! Inconceivable! Inconceivable!
Well, I can confidently say that they are hard to use. As mentioned before, the long wind-up animation can be really difficult to work with. Normal throwing knives are hard enough to use since you have to predict your enemy's movement. The weighted ones are even more difficult since you're locked into that animation and essentially have to track something that doesn't exist yet. The best advice I can give when using this build is pretty much just shoot your shot. Toss knives that probably won't hit or ones that will definitely get you killed, because just getting used to how they behave is going to make a huge difference in how effective this build is. And with how quick the cooldowns are, you're not really losing anything with a miss. I also want to give a quick shout out to Monte Carlo. I haven't used this gun in so long, but it thoroughly impressed me during my time with it. Performance wise, it's just a great feeling auto with a pretty competitive time to kill. The recoil was super manageable, and the sight is literally just a red dot in between 2 little prongs. You'll probably still get rocked by 120 RPM hand cannons, but for an auto rifle, it's incredibly solid. The fact that the exotic perk works as often as it does is really the main thing that brings this build together. Well, this must be Looney Tunes, cause that's all folks. Now go out there, release your inner soap, and most importantly, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching fellas, and I'll see you in the next one.